IVM.
Hello and welcome to Football Twaddle. In the studio, it's me, Saru and Baru.
What's up?
And we also have a coughing, dying Kumar, who's happy that he has internet access. Kumar, say hello.
Hey guys.
Oh God, you don't have to prove to people you're unwell. We already said that.
I am unwell. I'm not putting on an act.
Dude, we have not seen any comment, Twitter, Facebook or anywhere saying that is Kumar Kanav putting on an act. So we believe
It's only the rest of the state, apparently.
Yeah, because we have been censoring it out. That's why. I'm used to the censorship now.
Alright, so Baru and I saw basically like 6 matches in the Premier League over the weekend.
Quite the goal rush.
Yes, yes. And we thought we had seen enough to talk of the weekend and everything. And then we have this coughing Kumar who had nothing else to do. And he's seen all the matches starting Friday night.
I couldn't see the ones which are going on simultaneously. But on Saturday, I saw Villa Everton. Friday night.
Yes.
I saw Norwich Chelsea.
Yes.
I saw United Palace.
Yes.
I saw Liverpool Arsenal.
Dude, even we saw all of them.
I saw Bournemouth City. I saw Spurs Newcastle. I saw Wolves only.
Yeah, I think.
7 games.
Okay, you've seen more than us. Okay, so Kumar, the first question to you.
Yeah.
Do you wake up to unexplained pains and fatigue?
Are you Googling signs of what my disease is supposed to be? I've answered way too many of these questions to my doctors now.
Kumar, answer the question, and a side question is, are you consistently worried about your health?
No.
This is an Easter egg for a new show.
Yeah, the reason I asked that is not just about your health, but Arsenal apparently had no plan at all against Liverpool.
No, there was a plan. The plan was wrong, but he had a definite plan. See, when you plan on giving the 2 best fullbacks in the league all the space in the world because you play a midfield diamond, it is probably not a good plan. But again, when you see the first 15-20 minutes, whenever we had a couple of opportunities. There was that Auba lob after Adrian lost the ball.
Yeah.
Then there was a chance when Pepe had gone through, one-on-one with Adrian, and again,
just passed
I
it
think
to
he
him.
shot a bit too early. He could have, taken a couple of more steps inside. But so there was a definite plan which was working. But then, even when you see the goals that you've conceded, the first one, Socrates is too busy holding on to, Van Dijk's shirt rather than actually jumping for the ball. Which I said it last season also, that he's more of a wrestler than a proper footballer. That is his first instinct. Whenever he's close to a ball or a player, he goes for the player rather than the ball. So that is one mistake. Then the second goal, I don't know. You are probably more used to seeing it than we Arsenal fans are.
What is that?
David Luiz.
He doesn't bother running for the ball. He just grabs onto his shirt when he's running past him and expects nobody will notice.
But the
Is that like a normal David Luiz broom shirt?
So David Luiz, you will see one of this every 10 games, and then he'll take 3 games to recover.
But he did it twice in one game.
That's because
3 times better than Mustafi, right?
No. How is he better than Mustafi?
Mustafi does it every 3 games. David Luiz is doing it every 10 games.
But now, every 10 games with Chelsea and PSG, right? Now he's come to Arsenal. That air also has something to do with it just erodes his defending. So,
and again, because he's taken a yellow card for the second goal, he can't do anything when Salah runs past him for the third goal at half line. I don't understand why you have to make a tackle on the halfway line.
What I don't understand is, why did you guys buy him?
Because we are our transfer business hasn't been the best. It's better than United, but
yeah, we'll get to that.
And this is after a window where everyone's been raving about how well Arsenal came out
from the transfer window.
But I think that last minute signing of David Luiz
spoiled everything.
Quite
the problem was that we needed a stopgap because Mustafi has lost all confidence, and the manager has lost all confidence in Mustafi.
So Mustafi's lost confidence in the manager. Manager has lost confidence in Mustafi.
I like how the fans are not involved.
Yeah, fans don't care. Who cares for fans suddenly?
And confidence.
Yeah. Then you had Koscielny who had to leave for Like you suddenly, decided. So you were short of a man, right? Holding is still not fully back. He just started playing for the under-23. So he'll take some time to come back to the first team. So I think this is more of a panic buy.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see.
All right.
Let's just hope he makes less mistakes than Mustafi, which is an improvement.
Baru, but do you think Klopp heard Football Twaddle season opener? Because we said Andy Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold will not have as good a season. Or not Klopp, Unai Emery heard us. Because we said those two will not have as good a season as they did last year. So probably Emery said, give the ball to them. I've just heard it.
Yeah, I mean...
And we put Sid in as well. So there's an intellectual might to that argument.
That too from England. So, yeah, that is probably what Unai does on his Wednesdays. He checks out for facts and figures that Football Twaddle are pointing out. Like everyone else in Cambodia and Egypt now, apparently.
There was a plan. You can't say there was no plan.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Plan. Coming back to the original question, there was a plan. It was a bad plan.
It was a bad plan. It was also badly executed.
All right. So how good were Liverpool, Baru?
I mean, Liverpool also, to be honest, they weren't that good. I don't think they still reached, the levels they achieved last season. They're still on their way, especially, Alexander-Arnold and Robertson are still not there yet.
And still the plan worked, imagine. Or the plan didn't work.
No, so there's a whole gap right now. When you see, the top two, I'd say just take City and Liverpool and you take any other team. There is at least a 10-15 point gap, which you'll see at the end of the season. And you'll see it when they play each other.
All right. Okay. So, Baru, we decided on Sunday we'll watch Chelsea Norwich, United and Crystal Palace, and also Arsenal and Liverpool. You very conveniently got out of the house 15 minutes into Arsenal Liverpool. Did you foresee this whole thing?
Who didn't? I mean, come on. Everyone knew Arsenal wasn't really going to get anything out of it.
I thought they would get a draw at least.
2-1, 3-1 scoreline was something that was expected.
It could have been worse.
Could have been better also. I mean,
wow.
It goes both ways. What's the point?
5 and 4, right? We've conceded 9 goals against them in the last 2 games.
So maybe 2 seasons from now we'll actually get there.
So David Luiz is an improvement then.
Oh yeah, if you put it that way. But if without Luiz, I think we might have avoided
with 10 men. Too strong. They would have gotten a breakthrough. But again, I would have loved to see, if that plan had actually worked, like Pepe, would have, finished that chance or whatever.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see Liverpool respond to that.
Pepe just felt a little out of place, when he suddenly found out that he's, possibly going one-on-one with the keeper. And he just ran out of ideas at the wrong minute,
Or did he get
Speaking
confused?
of running, for Pepe, he ran out of ideas at that minute.
He just ran.
Second.
All right, enough of this game. I don't think this is going to impact the season much for both the teams.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, so let's move to the next game all the 4 of us saw, which is Manchester United versus Crystal Palace. Baru.
What a game.
Who's 4 of us?
Not 4. 4 is 3, sorry. Yeah. So, Baru, the question to is...
We have other friends, Kumar.
who have internet access and who don't cough all the time.
God.
I'm dying.
Oh, God. You heard that. Anyway, Baru, why can't Manchester United take a penalty? Why? What's stopping this club, the richest club in the world, to have a designated penalty taker who can take a penalty?
So, I mean, just a couple of days ago when Rashford took that, weeks ago when Rashford took that penalty, all of us were raving about how brilliant.
Not us. Listen to our episode.
Well, Kumar at least.
We cut him out.
How the perfect penalties that
Rashford
takes. And then the next week we see how Pogba tried to change his run up a bit and, tried to emulate Rashford in trying to just smash the ball into the thing, and he missed it.
Yes.
But in this match, we saw, a glimpse of Pogba's run-up midway to that. And I think that changed the entire story for that penalty, man.
So how does the club come back from the debacle of trying to find a penalty taker? I'm sure even Bolton, which will probably be not in existence a week and a half from now, even they have a designated penalty taker.
Yeah, it's possible that these underdog sides actually practice penalties more, man. I mean, the other teams probably just think of finishing the game during the game.
Yeah.
During the regular
game.
No,
but United are getting a penalty a game now. So they're not better for them to practice. And this will probably give it to De Gea. I think he'll do good at.
Okay, Kumar, is this all because Solskjaer doesn't want to piss off Pogba?
So he made Rashford miss a penalty?
No, that he's not he's not designating Rashford as the penalty taker for the club.
This week, like this match, you saw Rashford take the first 3 free kicks as well. Then he took the penalty. So it was pretty clear that it was, coming from the dressing room.
If there's one guy who I've seen taken worse free kicks than David Luiz over the last 4 years, consistently it is Rashford. I don't think he's even reached the 10 meters above the goal. I don't know, why do they give him, why can't they have someone who can take decent free kicks?
I mean, because they're focusing all of their energy on finding more sponsors. That isn't
all right.
It's funny how this was actually
so I think this was pretty much designated from the dressing room that, Rashford is the penalty taker and he will take penalties. The thing is that what happens when they get their penalty next week? Because now both of them will miss their last 2 penalties. So
they'll give it to Martial, who may just faint before taking the penalty. And then there's no one. All right. So there's some interesting stats I found about Paul Pogba. So on the Athletic. So here it is. Last season Pogba made 30 tackles, which is 2 more than Van Dijk. He has 9 more dribbles than Mane. He's won possession way more than Fernandinho, and he's created 55 chances, which is 15 more than Sane. And he's won 234 duels as opposed to Kante, 146. You think that is the main problem with being Paul Pogba, that the club wants him to do everything?
Exactly.
And while trying to do that, he basically doesn't concentrate on 2-3 things and does them really well.
But still, even last season we were saying that he was clearly the best player they had.
Yeah.
It's just that, because of that pressure and, because of the whole persona that he has, the expectations of him are massive. You see, when you have, it's not just Pogba, right? You have Jesse Lingard, who's still starting, who hasn't contributed a goal, I think, in 8 of the last 10 months or something.
Yeah, but he was in under 18s only 14 years ago. So why you...
Yeah, he's fresh out of the
I mean, so just because, he's not British, he gets a lot more flack, I think. And also, I think a lot of these ex-United legends as such, especially Gary Neville has turned on Pogba, Paul Scholes has turned on Pogba. So that adds on to the whole noise around him. When you have, I think he's definitely the best player by far. It's not even a comparison.
Yeah, but I know, but I think shouldn't the manager basically shouldn't he be telling Pogba, if Solskjaer has planned this entire season, shouldn't he be telling Pogba, forget all the defensive responsibilities or something? It's just that even the manager expects him to be everything all the time then.
Then the thing is that, you had 2 defensive midfielders, you sold both of them this season. You sold Herrera and Fellaini. There is talks of even Fred going. So, how do you as a manager go up to a Pogba, say that, you focus on your role? The manager is still not clear what he wants Pogba to do.
Baru,
that's where it's coming from.
How does a club with a lead toothbrush sponsor, supposedly, how can they not have someone who can probably figure these things out in the club?
See, the point that Kumar already made is that they are obviously focusing elsewhere. These guys need to get their board back in order.
And Apollo Tires also can help them. So
to get to that goal, is it?
Yeah, to get to that goal, and with a sponsor, it'll be free.
Man, I think we've got it all figured out for United.
All right, before we take a break,
don't United have a title sponsor?
Man City.
Man City is Manchester United.
So before we take a break,
Manikchand United.
Manikchand.
Man United.
Oh God. Okay, before we take a break, was Harry Kane's incident a penalty or not? Let's see dispassionate Arsenal boys say yes or no.
You know what? No, the answer is.
Of course not.
Just that, when you have a reputation of going to the ground easily.
Dude, he dived in front of Harry Kane. He didn't even just try to tackle. He just dived in front of him.
And Harry Kane dived over him.
Come on. I can't believe this. You're saying that was not a penalty.
was not a penalty.
Are you saying that those people sitting in Heathrow are like not referees?
I don't see them now in London. Brexit ho gaya unka. All right, we take a break right now. After the break, let's talk about some sad events which are happening at Bolton and Bury FC.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
What?
J&K.
Oh, yeah, we'll see.
But apparently Bury is more important than Jammu, is it?
Jammu is happy.
Bury is more important than Badi Brahmana.
All right, please stay tuned to Football Twaddle.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another awesome week on the IBM Podcast Network. If you are not following us on social media, please make sure you do. We're IBM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And also, just a reminder, if you like what you're listening to, take a screenshot of what you're listening to and tag us on social media, and we will repost your post. Also, please do tell a friend if you're enjoying a podcast which you think a friend would enjoy. Do tell them. I think that is something that really helps us. I think that we do see, increases in listenerships when you guys do that. So please do tell friends that you are enjoying what podcast you're listening to. Last week, we launched a new show called Agla Station Adulthood with best friends Ritasha Rathod and Ayushi Amin. They talk about their journey into adulthood. On the first episode, they discuss crushes and female friendships. And on this week's episode, they try to crack the code on how to adult. You can also catch Ritasha and Ayushi on This Week Cyrus Says, where they talk to Cyrus about the podcast, what constitutes acting like a grown-up, and Ritasha gives Cyrus detailed instructions to reach Mud Island. On The Scene and the Unseen, Amit Verma is in conversation with economist Mohit Satyanand about what constitutes the economic crisis. On What a Play, Akash and Siddhartha joined by fellow comedian Harmanpreet Singh. They talk about fast bowler Jofra Archer, the India-West Indies series, Ravi Shastri getting reappointed as coach, and a whole lot more. On the Edge and Sledges Cricket Podcast, Ashwin, DJ and Varun discuss the Gale Storm, Shreyas Iyer's beautiful knock, Virat Kohli striking a century, Steve Smith's injury, and a lot more. On The Origin of Things, Chuck narrates a short story about an old brand. It might just be the shortest podcast in IVM history. Check it out. On Marbles Lost and Found, Zen and Avanti are joined by podcast producer Janam Diwan for part 2 of dealing with grief and loss. On Mr. and Mrs. Binge Watch, Anirudh and Janice discuss Netflix originals Glow and Orange is the New Black, which are back with new seasons. On Keeping It Queer, Naveen and Farah talk about the differences and similarities between gay dating and straight dating. Their guest is Mansher Singh, a writer and web series creator. On our Kannada podcast, Thale Arate, Dr. Chandan Gowda joins Surya and Pawan for a conversation on the cultural politics of development in Mysore. This week on the Filter Coffee podcast, Karthik Nagarajan talks to the founder of Kriya, Praveen Shekhar, about professional speaking. And with that, let's get you on with your show.
Welcome back to Football Twaddle. Baru in the studio, Kumar on the phone. Say hi, guys.
Hi.
Hey guys.
Oh, I thought you were. For half a second, I thought he was going to say, hi, I'm dying. All right, so let's start something. Let's start something this week onwards and let's see how long it goes. Let's assume that all of us are sitting in the press conference and we have to ask our manager one question each for whatever happened during the week. And what would that question be? So, Baru, if you had to ask OGS, if you wanted to ask OGS anything after this weekend, what would it be?
I'd probably ask him if he supports Marshall and Rashford's decision to pull Daniel James away from that celebration. That quickly. I mean,
they snatched defeat from the jaws of a draw.
Yeah. Poor kid is nicely celebrating his second goal or something. And these guys are like, no, we have to lose. Come on.
So you would ask him that question.
Yep.
All right. Kumar, just what would his answer be? I did not see
it.
I did not see it.
All right. Kumar, if you had to ask Pochettino a question, what would it be? I'm an Arsenal fan. I don't even ask Paul.
I hate my owner.
I hate my owner.
I feel bad for that man.
I mean, you have to ask him a question.
He's saying this in the press conference too. I feel bad for that man.
What would you ask Poch is the question. I feel bad for you.
That man.
Is that a question? No, sir. It was just a statement.
Thank you. Hi, sir. This is Kumar Kanav from Daily Excelsior. Yeah, what's the question? I feel bad for that man. Thank you. Sit down.
All right, fine. If you don't want to ask the Spurs manager thing, what would you ask Unai Emery?
And is he having a good evening?
Dude, what's the question? Are you having a good evening?
Good evening.
Yes.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
Who do you want to ask a question to?
I would ask Lampard. Lampard only, dude. On when will Aspie make a cross? like a generic question.
God,
Like
so
you want
boring.
to, like not make, like complete a cross.
Dude, he doesn't make crosses.
Did you see that tweet about how Townsend was defending Ashley Young?
Oh, yes. I was getting to that. So, this whole, last week we spoke about how Twitter is getting all cool and everything, right?
Yeah.
So, this week we had two incidents.
Yep.
Where Crystal Palace basically said how Zaha made Ashley Young dance or whatever, and Townsend had to come out and defend Ashley Young.
Yeah.
And the second one was
Raheem Sterling.
Yes, Manchester City had to apologize.
Oh, they had to apologize.
Manchester City apologized for their tweet. So before we get to the Man City
But
one,
you missed the main.
Yeah, he's getting to that.
which one?
Like the United City one, the United Chelsea one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but that was more of
More than Chelsea, I think it was more than Chelsea's response. I think
it was
Crystal Palace's response was better.
Yeah. Yeah, actually,
I don't know why Chelsea tweeted. I mean,
because it is this hormonal 20-year-olds just like
no,
typing
like
away.
Chelsea weren't getting anything out of it anyway.
Yeah.
Or maybe I didn't get the joke, so I don't know.
No, so Chelsea basically told United you have to play in the Champions League for you to meet us.
Oh, that's what they said.
That's what yes. Okay, so let's get to this Crystal Palace and Manchester United thing. What do you think of Andros Townsend defending Ashley Young? It was kind of sweet, but it was like 233-year-old saying that. Tu bhai hai. Do you have anything to add to that? Did Ashley Young was that successful defending by Ashley Young, or was he like
was it Aspilicueta-ish crossing by
Zaha? Yeah, so that was the question.
So yeah, I think Young actually covered it pretty well. So and exactly what Townsend pointed out, this guy he went in for the tackle twice, and at the end of it he got the ball. So that's, from a defending point of view, that's great success.
Yeah. Then what's the problem, man? Why did Crystal Palace have to... Oh, but Crystal Palace did actually in the video cut out the cross and defending almost.
Yeah,
they just had the...
They fade to black on...
Yeah. So, Kumar, do you think Manchester United should be all this cocky while they're losing a game? At least on Twitter. Don't 20-year-olds know that the team is either winning or losing before getting to all this? Or is this now the way of life?
Wow.
I mean, this how life is now.
See, I knew Kumar would give such an answer. He's experienced life from close quarters over the last 1 week.
The value of life.
Yes.
In the valley.
Tell us, Kumar, please.
No, just that, with social media and the need for like constant interaction and engagement. Because what happened was, it was a mistake from United. Like the initial tweet which went out was a mistake. There was no need to top up on it. You could have just said, just corrected it. But when you corrected that, rather we would do that and all of that, you just because you want that reaction from the fan.
Yeah. Okay, so you don't think this whole Twitter thing is like getting out of hand?
No, I think this is going to be like this now. So you have to get used to it.
All right, so let's get to the other one. I think a result all of us are happy about, which is Newcastle beating Spurs.
Yes.
God, Steve Bruce, dude, he was supposed to be fired at the end of this weekend. And he with Longstaff has just won the Premier League match against Spurs. How good wasn't that the result of the weekend more than Liverpool beating Arsenal?
Obviously, like that, it corrected the mood for the weekend.
Okay, the next one. Let's talk about Chaudhary. The midfield icon.
What do you want to talk about him?
He's playing quite well.
Tell us more about your Bangladesh obsession.
Dude, isn't he playing quite well? I did not expect him to play this well. He's a starter for Leicester, and he actually is a decent footballer. And he adds like a punch to the Leicester City's midfield. I didn't know an Asian player could be that good in Premier League.
He's done really well since he's come up in the team last season, I think.
South Asian, you mean?
Huh.
We've had quite a few. We have
a few Asians.
Human Song.
But he's not even started this season. So the best Asian this season is Chaudhary. And he was responsible. I don't know if he's got the man of the match or not, but he basically won Leicester that game against Sheffield. He was actually quite good. So, is he an English citizen?
Of course. I think only his parents are like
Bangladeshi.
Yeah.
Still?
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
Whatever.
How does it matter, man?
I don't know. I'm just interested to know a little more about this guy. I think we should just call him on the podcast.
Yeah, we'll ask him, does he support the English cricket team or the Bangladeshi cricket team?
What if he says India? I love Virat Kohli bat.
Oh God. Typical South Asian.
Alright. Well, let's talk about some people who scored goals over the weekend. Pookie, 1. Holla, 2. So Kumar...
The second one?
Sebastian Holla.
Hello.
So...
And you can't forget Joelinton, man.
I did.
He just did.
Why shouldn't I forget Joelinton?
He also scored his first goal in the Premier League.
Okay, but let's talk about this Pookie thing, Kumar. We'll cover it more in the fantasy thing. But God, 5 goals in 3 games. Like, when is this going to stop? At what point will Pookie not score a goal in a match?
After I bring him in. I got him in last week.
I would believe in God if that happens. If he scores for like 10 game weeks and Baru gets him in the 11th and he stops scoring.
Let's see. I mean, I've got him in now, so we should see how that.
All right. And Wolves are almost in the Europa League. How cool is that now?
Yeah, they're having a complete string of like really good and fun matches, man.
Yeah, they beat Torino 3-2.
The old set of players is like really... I mean, those 3 or 4 people.
Jota, Jimenez, Moutinho, Rui Patricio.
Yeah.
They're all so good.
Pretty good.
So, yeah. Kumar, wait. You were saying something about Wolves.
No, I think that it's going to be difficult for them to compete in the Europa and the Premier League as well. But I'm happy for them. Like they deserve this chance.
But why would it be difficult? Mendes has brought in enough new players into the squad this season.
No, but getting them to integrate, I don't think it's going to be easy.
What do you think is going to be the bigger trophy for him, though?
Europa League.
6th place finish or Europa League?
Europa, of course, Europa.
But it doesn't have the respect of a 6th place finish.
By who?
Of knocking United off their perch.
Dude, United are knocking off their perch. 6th. Okay, fine. Few quick hits. Like last week, I think 2nd game week, I asked you about who will get relegated and stuff. So let's hazard a guess. Oh, before we do that also, did you see Lionel Messi's kid?
Yeah. But what happened actually? Did they miss a chance or?
That was not even a goal.
So it was like Perez hitting the side or something?
It was a side netting, so Messi's kid.
So why did Suarez react like that?
Because it was not a Barcelona thing.
Oh, Betis hit the side netting.
Betis hit the side netting. Messi's kid thought the
it's
ball
a goal
went
for
in.
Betis. Ah.
Yes, and then Suarez like, what? And then he corrects him. But there was one more video on that where...
He's just poking his face or something.
So he's putting a finger in his dad's nose and dad is trying to bite and he's like,
yeah.
You play that game, right? So I saw the caption on Twitter, it's a game Suarez's kid has never played with him. So he doesn't know the joy of the game.
So yeah, apparently his second kid is actually pretty
bitey.
Made for the new generation. He's like a troll since day one.
Who's second kid? Messi's. Oh,
and the middle kid.
Huh.
So he actually supports the team against. He's one of those anyone but Barca kind of people.
Really?
Yeah. Just to mess around with his brother and his dad. He supports the team that is playing against Barcelona. So he celebrates all those goals.
A messed up Messi scores 60 goals a season.
Yep.
Oh God.
And apparently his favorite player is
Ronaldinho.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
What? Dude, you're just making this up.
This guy is made for the new generation, man.
Is he the Taimur of football?
It does look like he's on that track right now.
Alright. So, Kumar, let's get back to Premier League. United, just take a guess. What position will they finish in?
I think 6th.
Still?
Yeah.
You don't think Everton can knock them off that perch?
No.
Or nor Wolves, not Leicester?
No. I think United is still going to finish it. They have enough quality in the squad.
You believe in United more than United manager, players, fans, everyone. That's amazing.
Even Alex Ferguson looked so...
He was happy after the goal was scored and they showed Fergie's face, and remember Yash started screaming, "Come on,
Fergie time.
Let's do Fergie time. Let's do Fergie time."
And then Fergie time came around.
Crystal Palace said it's actually just called extra time or additional time.
Time.
Yeah, it's just time. Anyone can score.
Yeah, and that must have been such a shock.
Just going back to your point, imagine James going back to the studio and saying, "बोला था celebrate करने दे."
सारू भैया भावुक हो गए थोड़े.
I know. All right. Before we end, do you know about the sad events at Bury FC and Bolton?
Yeah, I heard about Bolton, but...
So Bury FC 2012, the club was bought by a guy called Day. I think his name is Michael Day.
Day, is he Bengali?
D-A-Y, Day. Day and night wala Day.
Oh.
So he had a property company and he put the ground of Bury FC, he took loans against the ground at 138% interest per annum.
What? He took a loan from a credit card company or something.
Dude, which credit card company gives loan at 138% per annum?
40-50% tak to pahunch hi rehta hai.
40, right? This is 138%.
It's a Nigerian credit card company. What are you going to do?
Still, even those princes have hearts. They cut TDS and give back or something.
138%.
138%. And he obviously couldn't pay. And his property company went belly up. Like, he had pre-sold the apartments at a higher rate, saying that he will recover some of the money from student loans or whatever. That property company went belly up and they filed for administration. Abhi ground to jana hai, right? And last year December, he sold the company to Steve Dale. And Steve Dale told it's like a philanthropic activity I'm doing. And he bought the club for £1. And after that, they fired all the staff, like almost all the staff. And this is when Bury won the promotion to League One. And then we find out that they have not been paid since February. And a lot of players' homes, which are on mortgages, they can't repay the mortgages. People have not paid. They're out 5 games. And just like half an hour before recording was the deadline for them. So Steve Dale is not selling the club thinking he will get more money. And no one's giving him more money. So the club already has so much debt. There was one company which wanted to buy a sports analytics company, and he said no. So for all practical purposes, Bury as a club basically would be extinct in an hour from now.
You had such a good opportunity for using a pun.
Bury was buried.
Yes.
I know, but I didn't think it was an appropriate moment.
It's always an appropriate moment for puns, man.
With age comes maturity, Baru. Dude, it is such a sad thing. And you know how far is...
Bolton were actually pretty close to coming out of that circle.
So Bolton still have 15 days. Otherwise, they had one buyer. I don't think that's going to work out.
Yeah, it fell through that.
Dude, and these two clubs are like 10-12 miles from the richest clubs in the world, Manchester United and Manchester City.
Yeah, it's funny because the first game that they played for the season, I think it was against Rockdale.
Bolton, right?
Bolton, and they lost like 3-0 or 4-0 or something. But the fans were just so happy that they were getting to see the club play.
Yeah, so Bury fans, what they did yesterday, 500 of them gathered. They checked the plumbing lines.
Is that all of them?
Dude. They came to clean the freaking stadium. They cleaned the stadium in the hope that the club would be bought by today and they can have a league game on Saturday.
Pity.
I don't know. I don't see any tweet from Baichung on it.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
Yeah. See? Football total, not just
football.
It's informative. Yeah. It talks about life and death.
And debt.
Life, debt and death. On the death note, Kumar, I think it's time you say bye.
Bye, guys. I hope I see you next week.
See you, man.
Bye, Kumar. Yeah, so all of you, if you want to know more interesting tidbits about companies which are going bankrupt, please tweet to us at @Footy Twaddle or Instagram and Facebook us.
I think you mean clubs and not companies.
Yeah,
They're
all private.
God, I thought you said bye. Why you like
still here? God.
Because I wanted to say goodbye to my fans one last time.
He's alive. Miracle.
We'll ask Vijay to call you. It's okay.
All right. Yeah. So, you know, our Twitter and Instagram handles and Facebook handles. Also,
the line is dead.
Please give us, rate us on iTunes and everything. It really helps other people, find us and then rate us. And it's just a community.
Yeah, it's a complete circle.
Exactly. All right, Baru and I have to go and have dinner now. Baru.
See ya.
And bye-bye.
Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Careers in the new podcast series presented by Accenture. I'm your host, Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay. In this podcast series, we'll get you the latest and greatest in the world of technology that's shaping the future of business as we know it. We're talking intelligent platforms, cloud, AI, blockchain, extended reality, and a whole lot more. Every fortnight on Wednesdays, we'll have for you a hot topic with expert speakers from Accenture talking about top trends in the space, how these are changing the world and creating growth across industries. And importantly, we'll tell you how you can learn more, build your skills and expertise to grow and stay relevant in your career. Episodes out on the IBM Podcast app or wherever you get your podcast from.
Cricket podcast? Are you now tired of listening to the same old guys drone on about cricket everywhere? Edges and Sledges is a weekly cricket podcast hosted by three fans of the game, Varun, DJ, and myself, Ashwin. It was established in early 2018, has over 60 episodes now, and is of course now proud to be on the IBM Podcast Network. Each week, we get together from three different time zones, the USA, the UK, and Singapore, and we talk about things from the world of cricket, with a focus on Indian cricket. We often interview special guests from all around the world, including former cricketers and cricket media personalities. So check out Edges and Sledges, the cricket podcast, now on the IBM network.